everybody. So, I apologize. I'm just going live, and I'm also going live earlier than I told you. I finished a little bit up before, or sooner than I thought I would, so figured I would just get started. So, as the description says, I'm going to be talking about the importance of setting goals and tips on how to be successful in sticking with your goals, because I know I'm not the only one that struggles. But yeah, this week was just crazy. I had to take 2 trips to the vet. I got one of my cats fixed, Abby here. Scared the heck out of me. I woke up and she couldn't really breathe that well, so we had to run her to the vet. And now our kittens that are usually outside, along with the mom that's outside, we've just got to really take care of them today and kind of monitor them when we give them the flea medication to make sure everything's okay with them. So I still am going to be filming and editing a video on this to put on my YouTube channel, Self Care with Ashley. I just like doing that more because, one, I love making videos. I actually went to school for that, and I can cut out all of my mistakes, which is great. I'm just gonna try to chit chat here a little bit until anybody hops on. I don't know. Like I said, I posted that I would be going live at 4. It's a little bit earlier than that, so it's kind of dark in here. I don't know if that'll help or make things worse. I don't know. Okay, I guess I made it worse. So anyway, like I said, and I'm going to kind of be reading off of the script that I had up because, like I said, I'm just really unprepared this week. But I wanted to, put out this video because I said I would do it every Sunday. And I didn't want to let myself down or you guys down. Not that anyone would really be let down that much. But it's a goal I have for myself. So I'm going to stick to it. And I woke up at 7 this morning and I was freaking out because I had to do a little bit more research because I like finding statistics and facts to back up what I'm saying. And this whole purpose of all of these videos really is to, educate you and myself and just really find solutions to the problems that I think a lot of us have. So it might be even a little bit cooler this way, kind of. I don't know if people end up popping on. It might be cool if it gets a little bit more interactive. You guys can ask questions and maybe we can have a little bit of a discussion, because that's what I really want to do with my Facebook page, which is also Self Care with Ashley, along with my YouTube channel. I want to create this space for discussions about how to reach our full potential and what works for some people and have different tips. So I really want to create a discussion about all kinds of stuff dealing with mental health, and I love universal laws. I know a lot of you are probably familiar with the law of attraction, which is one of the universal laws, but there's a ton out there, and I find that stuff fascinating and helpful. So yeah, I hope you guys find it interesting too, and like I said, I really just want to create a space where we can have a discussion. Hey Jaden, by the way, Jaden did my hair, and it's freaking awesome. She did an amazing job, so if you need to get your hair done, hit her up. She works at the beauty bar, so yeah, she did a freaking awesome job. So yeah, I'm just gonna, like I said, read from my script a little bit. I'm gonna try not to, but I want to make sure I hit all of the points that I came up with. So, like I said, my goal with all of these videos is to really figure out a solution to a lot of the problems that we deal with, and for this one, setting goals specifically, because according to Inc.com, it's INC.com. And hey, Jaden. Yeah, so I will, all of the sources where I got my statistics and facts from, I will share those in the comments when I'm done. So it's, yeah, INC.com. According to them, only 8% of the population follows through with goals. And I'll talk about, like, what that population does, like how they're successful in a little bit. And I do want to say that while pretty much everybody has a hard time sticking to goals, I am going to talk a little bit kind of directly to people that deal with, depression, anxiety, and addiction, because that's from my personal perspective. See, this is why I like editing my videos, because I can edit out all that stuff. Because, yeah, I personally have dealt with addiction. I still deal with depression and anxiety. So I know how hard it is, like how much harder it is to deal with accomplishing goals and bettering yourself when sometimes it takes everything you have to just get through the freaking day. And that's not to say that people that don't suffer from some sort of mental illness, I hate mental illness, I hate that word, but until I come up with a better word, that's what I'm going to use, because the people that don't deal with mental illness or addiction or whatever, when you have a bad day or it takes everything you have to get through that day, it's easier to deal with because there's usually a very specific reason why you're depressed, which, like if you lost a family member or a friend, if you're going through a breakup, if you're stressed about money, you can really pinpoint the reason and then deal with that reason. But when you have clinical depression and anxiety, or if you're, trying to get off of drugs or alcohol, you can't, it's like you don't know where the feeling is coming from. You can't pinpoint exactly why you're feeling the way you are, which if you don't know why you're feeling like that, then it's nearly impossible to overcome that, which is why I recommend finding a good counselor. I know a lot of people are turned off by counseling. I myself was really turned off by counseling because I've had some bad experiences, but it can be really useful in helping you get to the bottom of maybe some underlying issues, that you deal with that are making you depressed that you might not have even considered. So that's just my little tidbit on counseling. So, like I said, yeah, sorry, I lost my place. We all deal with that, like, regardless of whether you deal with depression or not. So that's why I really wanted to do this video about setting goals and sticking with them, because I found a lot of cool information. Okay, so why are goals important? And it's totally up to you. I mean, if you're a person that is like totally content with your life, more power to you. That's awesome. I'm kind of jealous of you, but I have been a person that always wants to strive for more. And I think we all have that ideal life that we want to create for ourselves, but daily life gets in the way, and I think a lot of the times we get in the way of ourselves. So, yeah, I've mentioned before that I have like high highs and low lows. I've been diagnosed with being bipolar, which I also don't really like that. I mean, maybe I am, but I don't know how to explain it. Like, I know that there's certain things that trigger my anxiety and depression because I spent 10 years, I mean, I've been like this since I was 12 years old, but going through addiction and everything and kind of figuring out why I, got into drugs, and it's all about learning about yourself. So, you know, I personally don't take medication because to me, I don't need it. I've tried it, it doesn't work. But that's not to say it doesn't work for anyone else. And I always suggest, go to a doctor, reach out for help, because I promise you, you are not alone. So, anyway, it's kind of getting off topic. So having like one small goal per day can give you that feeling of accomplishment and build up your confidence, and it'll kind of spiral into you accomplishing bigger things because you're proving to yourself, like, hey, I did that. I got through that day. I did it. And just take it one day at a time, as they say. Because it's so overwhelming if you focus on where you want to be and the goal itself. It's really about focusing on the actions you need to take to get there. So, and again, I'll explain a little bit about that in a minute. But like, for example, my daily goals, I try to make it a point to set intentions for every day. As cheesy as it sounds, I know everyone, I don't know, I always used to think this stuff was cheesy too, but it really does work. I write down what I'm thankful for because that automatically sets me up, like, right in the morning to focus on the good. When I set intentions, like, hey, I'm going to have hey, Julia, I'm going to have a good day. No matter what comes my way, I'm going to deal with it calmly and all that stuff. Because, like, I'm kind of an impulsive person, and I just don't, digest everything that's going on and then make a rational decision about it. I just kind of freak out. So when I do that, it does help me, like, go back to that and say, hey, pause for a second. And then another thing, I've been trying to work out every day and pick up just, food, whatever I had, like, for dinner. I really am trying to be more organized because that is one thing my brain, that's not how I'm wired. So I'm really trying to change that, and I do talk about that in my last video that I posted on YouTube. It's also on both of my personal pages and my Self-Care with Ashley page. So that's just talking about how to rewire your brain and change habits and all that good stuff. And then my weekly goal is to, put out these videos for one, and to kind of journal, and I'll talk about how that's important too in a second. I'm so sorry, this is all over the place. This is really why I like filming and editing stuff. So then my monthly goal is to save up money and pay off debt, because I really, my yearly goal or whatever is to get my credit up. But enough about me. So like I said, you want to set daily, weekly, and monthly goals, because setting goals allows us to prioritize our lives and give us kind of a step-by-step guide to reach those goals so we can create the person that we want to be. Because, like I said, we all struggle with that, and I know a lot of the population is not content with their lives. I mean, we all want more. We all want to, even from when we were younger, we all want to be not better than we are, but we want to create a more stress-free life and just reach goals. And we're never, ever, ever going to do that if we procrastinate and just never follow through with them. So that's why I'm here for you. So when you're first starting off goals, first a little bit more about the guidance and direction thing. When you do deal with depression, anxiety, if you're getting off drugs or alcohol, I cannot stress the importance of routine and setting even the smallest goals every day, because it does give you something to focus on, for one, instead of the fact that you're losing your mind. And then it also, like I said, that feeling of accomplishment will build and build because it feels good and satisfying. And, you know, that's what we all want at the end of the day. So, but if I do want to say, if you're first starting off setting goals, please don't overwhelm yourself. Like, if you want to lose weight, just start out maybe 30 minutes a day, 3 times a week. Because, like, if you're like me, when I first started working out, I was so out of shape, and I kind of pushed myself too hard, and I was like, yeah, this is why I freaking hate working out, and I'm never doing it again. So you don't want to turn yourself off of that. So you want to start with realistic goals. And, sorry, I have to read this script again, because like I said, I'm super unprepared. I apologize. So just focus on small accomplishments and one thing at a time. And I promise you, once you start following through with that, you will build confidence and just prove to yourself that, hell yes, I can do this. And then when you do that enough, you're going to be like, hell yeah, I can accomplish bigger things also. And I thought this was really interesting. So I think there are 2 huge factors when it comes to us, like, that helps us prevent us sticking. That sentence made no sense. There's 2 huge factors that prevent us from sticking to goals. So one is the difference between motivation and enthusiasm, because they are not the same, and I think a lot of people get them confused, including myself, and that's why I kind of decided to look into this more and compare the 2, because I was like, I was so excited to work out and lose weight. Like, why can't I get back into that? So, the definition of motivation is the reason or reasons one has for acting or behaving in a particular way. So, it doesn't say anything about getting excited about something. It's simply the reason for doing something. And enthusiasm is intense anger, intense and eager enjoyment, interest, or approval. So we always get those 2 mixed up, because I was sitting there thinking, like, because I work at the Y, and I see our regulars, they come in every day, and it's like, how the hell do they get the motivation to do this every day? And it's like, you know what? None of them actually really seem excited to be there. It's just part of their routine. It's embedded in their day. So I think that's really why people struggle to sticking with working out or whatever habit you're trying to change, because we really need to be excited. We really need to get excited about the result and not the action, because let's face it, we're never going to really be excited to work out or excited to, if we're saving money, we're not going to be excited to, like, not buy something that we want. And it's just as simple as that. So we really just need to focus on the result, because hell yes, I am so excited to feel healthier and fit back into my old clothes. And I'm excited to start saving money so I can feel secure if I have to take my cats to the vet, or, if something happens, I'll have that fallback, and that is what I want. I don't want to save money, nobody does, but I do want security. So I focus on that, and that's what you have to do. Or, like I said, you're never going to stick to it, because no one is ever excited about that kind of stuff. So just kind of remember that when you're getting discouraged or you just don't feel like working out. In fact, yesterday, or the day before that, when I usually go in an hour early to work out at the Y before I work, and I seriously was like walking out the door feeling like crap. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to walk back inside. I don't want to do this. But then I told myself to shut up, and I I did it, and then I felt great, and I got in a little over 3 miles. So that made me feel really good and, kind of sparked my excitement again. So, um, yeah, just make it a point to focus on your result and be enthusiastic about that, because that will seem like working out, or like I keep saying working out because that's what I'm personally going through right now, but whatever habit you want to change, if you focus on the enthusiasm of the result, it will be a lot easier to stick with it and accomplish that and be successful. And the second thing that holds us back from following through, and I think in my last, or I know in my last video, I said that it takes 3 or more months for a habit to become second nature. It takes 1 to 2 months for it to become a habit, but then, after that, it does become a lifestyle. And, it makes perfect sense because, again, I'm going back to addiction because that's what I've personally dealt with, but I'm sure everybody is the same way. Like, I can't imagine being the person that I was like 6 years ago. Or I guess it's more like 5 years ago. But, like, because that was my life, Those were all the habits that I was stuck in. That was my lifestyle. And now I have a different lifestyle. And it's so hard for me to even imagine that that was the same person. So, like, in time, if we stick to those goals and, until it becomes a lifestyle and second nature, which I promise it will if we're strong enough to get there. But anyway, the second thing that holds us back is that we are not specific enough in our goals. So I'm sure you've heard, you're supposed to write your goals down, but that's not enough to just write them down. So this example that I found, and again, I will put my sources and links in the comments afterwards, but we really need to be clear and specific. So the example that I found on this one website, if you want to learn a new language, don't say, I'd like to learn French, because that is really vague. It has no, steps to it or anything. So instead say, I'm going to buy this book and try to study 15 minutes every morning. So that is a clear goal that is completely doable and, every day, 15 minutes. And before you know it, your vague goal to learn French will be accomplished because you're focusing on the exact specific steps that you need to do. So, like how I wanted to lose weight or want to lose weight, that shouldn't be my goal, just to lose weight. That's not specific enough. No one will ever stick to a goal that is not clear. And so my goal should be, I am going to get an hour of cardio in 5 days a week. So that means it's giving me a step-by-step directions on how to get there, how to lose weight. And again, if I stick with it, it will become second nature, and you'll start feeling weird if you don't go to the gym or if you don't take the 15 minutes to study for French, whatever the case may be. And I did watch a TED Talk a while ago. I don't know if you guys are familiar with TED Talks, but oh my gosh, they're freaking really educational, not in a boring way. I'm a nerd, I guess. I don't know. I love learning about stuff, so maybe you guys won't find it interesting. But anyway, this TED Talk was talking along the lines, and this was a while ago, so I do have to find it. But he formed, or came up with this plan to like, his goal was to not necessarily lose weight, but, like, get buffer or, tone his muscles. So it says, like, the example he used was every time I use the bathroom, I will do 10 push ups. So you want to make an I will when I statement. So think of something you do every day, multiple times a day, or like, I will read 10 pages when I brush my teeth or after I brush my teeth, whatever. I'm just trying to think of things off the top of my head. So I think you get the idea. So yeah, I mentioned that only 8% of the population can stick to goals. And so I was like, well, what the hell are they doing different than I'm not doing? Like, what is their secret? And I did I did find the article that explains, I don't know if I should, I think I'll just go through that in my video that I make, when I make my YouTube video and post it, because it's kind of a lot. But one thing that I did take from it was that write your goals down, like write it on a piece of paper, put it on the front door so you are seeing that every time you walk out the front door. Set an alarm on your phone for like every hour or however often to remind yourself to do something, or like something positive, like to keep yourself excited and present. That's like the main thing, is to keep your goal and the results present in your mind so you don't get bored of the actions that it will take to get there. And yeah, just look at it multiple times a day. I'm sure you guys have heard about manifestation. I'll do a whole video on that because that is a whole topic in itself. So journaling also helps. So I know it's a hard habit to get into, at least for me. I've tried a lot of times to kind of make the time to journal, but then sometimes I just don't have any thoughts like to write down. Like, I'm sure I do, it just seems pointless to write them down. But so at the end of every day, if you write down what you did accomplish, then that's going to reassure you that you are making progress. And so that's going to, again, build your confidence so that you can be like, yes, I can do this. I am doing this. And, eventually you can take on more goals and bigger goals. And if you weren't able to achieve whatever you wanted that day, write down what you were feeling and what you did that day, because then maybe you can figure out what you need to adjust in your schedule, or it can just help you figure out why you didn't achieve that goal that you wanted, that you set for yourself that day. I think that's about it, other than, remember that slow progress isn't no progress. Be patient with yourself, but also hold yourself accountable. I'm kind of guilty of this too, especially when I get in my depression phases. It's like, I'm just going to shut the world out because it's making everything worse, which is totally okay, and you should do that every once in a while. You need to take care of your mental health, and I think people in our society especially downplay the importance of taking care of your mental health. But don't make it a habit to be like, oh, I don't feel like doing anything. I think my anxiety is, hold yourself accountable. You know yourself better than anybody. So take the time if you absolutely need it. But, you still have to challenge yourself and push yourself. And I am here for you. Like, I know some of you don't know me that well that have watched or are watching, and that's completely okay. Like, I met this one girl randomly through Facebook. It was a while ago, I was posting about working out, and she was like, I wish I had the time to work out. And I was like, well, send me your schedule, and I promise I will be able to find time for you to at least do some light workout every day. So she sent me her schedule, and that's what I did. I broke it down. I got her 30 minutes of exercise in her day, even though she said that she was busy with kids, work, everything. And I'm not saying those are excuses, but that's how we hold ourselves back, because we are it's impossible to find a half an hour of time to work out. But seriously, message me, comment. I want to help you because other people have helped me. I know how freaking hard it is, especially, like I said, if you deal with mental illness or if you're trying to get over addiction. Message me and I will do my absolute best to help you. And I would like to throw in, I am a state certified peer recovery coach, so I do have some credentials to be able to help you. But that is my mission in life. I will be getting my master's. I'm going to apply, I have to apply for financial aid this month or October. I have to call the admissions office back. But that's my goal in life because that's how I've always been. I just want to help people because life is freaking hard and painful. And we all need help. And that's the beautiful thing, that we all do go through pain and we all know what it's like to lose somebody. We all can relate. And I think if we put all of our bullshit aside that we're constantly bickering about, that doesn't matter in the long run, we can help each other out tremendously, because to me, that's what pain is for. So we can relate to one another, connect, and then help each other overcome it instead of being overwhelmed by it. So that is all I want to do in life. So I really hope, and I'm not going to charge you or anything like that, so you really don't have anything to lose. And I would love to talk to you, to help you. And yeah, like I said, I've helped a lot of people find time in their day to do these things. And I do want to tell you that my next video will be about addiction. It'll be about my story, and I'm also bringing my stepsister on, who's also not going through addiction, but she's in recovery right now. So I thought she would be a good person to start out with, because I want to do a little series just on addiction to get different perspectives, different stories, because one, I want it to be a cautionary tale for people that younger people that may be curious about drugs, and I also want it to be educational and hopefully shed some light on addiction, why people get addicted, because I don't care what you say, no one chooses to be an addict. Yes, doing it at first might be a choice, but I am telling you, none of us knew what we were in for. Yes, there was DARE, keep kids off drugs, and then they would show us pictures of everything, and in my personal experience, which I'll go more into it next week, I was around a lot of smart, intelligent, awesome people, and they happened to smoke weed. So I was like, okay, this really isn't that bad. And it really did help me. And again, I've been bipolar my whole life. I just didn't know it. And so that really helped, kind of put things into perspective and calm me down. And so, it just kind of continued. Then I went to college and dabbled in everything else, because I was like, they always said weed was bad. I didn't think it was that bad. And in college, you're exposed to a lot of stuff. So, it it just kind of spiraled, and everything that I tried, I never got addicted to. Like, I never had the desire, but then I tried opiates, and because I am so, oh, thank you, Taylor, you're amazing. um, but yeah, when I tried opiates and like downers, I was just like, this is what I've wanted my whole life. Like, this, I think too much, I feel too much, and I didn't want to, especially at that point of my life. You know, I like lost my grandpa, and I was just super lost. It was the summer before, thank you, Taylor. It was the summer before that I was graduating from college, which I did end up graduating. I don't know if a lot of people can say they graduated while they were addicted to drugs. Maybe they can, I don't know. But yeah, so like it just happened, as stupid as that sounds, and if you don't know what addiction is all about, that probably does sound ludicrous to you. But like I said, I tried everything else and it never was a problem, but because I'm so sensitive to my surroundings, I do suffer from really high highs and really low lows. And I was, you know, like I said, I just lost my grandpa who I was really close with. And damn, I didn't expect this. So yeah, I like lost him, and I was graduating from college. I didn't have any direction. I didn't have any, like, you know, jobs really, like, you know, set in stone. I think that's a huge misconception with college. Like, you go to college, you get a great job. It's not how it works. So it was just kind of a perfect storm. And so if you think about it, like, I was just looking for some relief, and I found it. And I had no idea what withdrawal was or anything like that. So when you look at it like that, it makes perfect sense. And that's what I want to do with these next few videos that will be series of me talking with addicts, because we all have different stories and reasons as to why. Like, you know, maybe somebody grew up in that environment and that's just what they knew. I didn't. I don't know what the hell happened to me. I'm not like anybody in my family, I don't think. But I was just reaching out for self-medication and some relief and freaking peace, because I was a mess, which then led to even more of a mess. But that's, like I said, I'll talk about all that in my next video with my sister, and I'm really excited. And then if you or anyone you know is a recovering addict, please get a hold of me, because, like I said, I want to make this a short series because I want to educate people on all the different perspectives, and most importantly, that people do recover. I remember when some of my family found out that I was addicted to heroin. I'm not going to name any names. I don't want to hurt feelings. But they were like, that's something you never get over. Like, you're kind of just screwed. Like, and it took a long time for me to build up trust and prove that, hell yeah, you can get over it. And there's a ton of help out there, and it's more common than you think. Like, and again, I keep getting off topic. I'm so sorry. I'm just really passionate about this. So yeah, that's what the next few videos will be about, and I would love to get more people on. And yeah, so I hope that you guys find this information helpful and interesting. Again, like my last video is about neuroplasticity, how to rewire your brain and just change your habits, and 96.4 of the time we are on autopilot. So half of the day the average person is on autopilot, and it tells you why that is. And yeah, so that's on my YouTube channel, Self Care with Ashley. And then If you follow me on my Facebook page, Self Care with Ashley, I post all of my videos on there, but I would really appreciate you, like, just checking it out, because I think you'd be surprised at how much this information can be useful to your life. And so, I think that's about it. I hope you guys have a great week, and just remember to do something that makes you proud today. And I will see you, I'm sure, sometime this week. I like hopping on lives just to share my thoughts that I get throughout the day sometimes. But, okay, I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching.